Hi there, Lucas Marquardt with the Thoroughbred Daily News. We're in the second part of our series on Spendthrift Farms, new sires for 2019. Last time we looked at Bolt Duro. This time, we're going to look at 3 sires standing for $10,000 or less for the 2019 season. They include the Preakness winner, Cloud Computing, the Grade 1 Met Mile winner, Mor Spirit, and the Grade 1 winning juvenile, Free Drop Billy.
We were glad to be able to get him bought, and he's been extremely well received. You know, Chad jokingly said, I know some horses coming off the track, they need a little bit of time before you show him. He said, let me tell you how much time you need on this horse. Yes, as soon as he walks off of the van, hook a shank to him and start showing him. He said he is just drop dead gorgeous, and he is. He's a beautiful, beautiful horse. You start looking at the fact that Mike Ryan bought this horse, and of course Mike, there's not many people with a hotter hand than him. He is just such a tremendous judge of horse flesh, and for him to stretch out there on this horse, at the time when, no one really had anything to hang their hat on outside of McLean's Music's brilliance in that race. And so Mike saw something in this horse, and, it was verified with the success he had when he got to the races. And, that makes you give pause and take another look at this horse. He's gonna breed a book right around 175 mares this year. He's been very well received. It took about 2 days for the Share the Upside to sell out on this horse, so extremely exciting. Breeders have just, as soon as you lead them out, they say, hey, just hook me up, I want a season. And it's a lot of fun when you can show off a horse like that. It is an amazing family. I mean, it's the direct family of Cozine, and anytime that, you've got Helen Alexandra that's, bred this horse, and the success that Hawkbill had this year, it's a very, very good pedigree, and there's a lot of very successful horses in that pedigree. And, I think he offers breeders a chance, to breed to a horse that was a Grade 1 winner at 2, that has this just outstanding female family, that has proven sires in the pedigree, to be able to breed to him and earn a lifetime breeding right for $10,000, that's hard to beat. And we think that as breeders come out to the farm and have a chance to see Free Drop Billy, that they're going to see this beautiful son of Union Rags that had all of this talent at 2, and that pedigree to go along with it gives them a very good chance to be able to be a part of a program, to be involved with a successful stallion down the road that having a lifetime breeding right in will turn out to be a very success story for them. You could look at this horse and think, hey, he's very well could wind up being a sire that could not only get you a high-performing dirt horse, but with being a half to Hawkbill, you wouldn't be surprised to see something jump up and be able to win an important race on the grass. No question about it. Met Mile was just one of those performances that we've talked about with some of these other stallion prospects. It just was one of that brilliant moment that you just said, man, I mean, it's just amazing, that performance that day. For him to just cruise around there as fast as they were going, and then when Mike Smith asked him, turning for home, he just drew away from the field and won as easy as can be. And, to run 117 Beyer, that's just not something you see every day. We have another stallion standing over here in cross traffic that did the same thing in his career, and he's the leading freshman sire. He just had a Breeders' Cup winner in his first crop. That's the likely champion 2-year-old filly. So when you see a horse do that, like Mor Spirit, you've already had the success with cross traffic. Well, you want to go out and find every one of those horses that can run that fast and add them to your stallion roster. When you stand away from him, he is so well balanced that you look at him and you're like, well, how big is he? And then you walk into him and he's almost 16'3". I mean, he is a massive horse. He's got so much bone and so much body, and he's out of a Dixie Union mare, and he's just got that very, very pretty look to him. And then you add all of the talent to that. It gets you very excited about what the future holds for Mor Spirit.